Hi guys, please make sure you guys label your notes B.2.1, how can I find the equation? And please stop the video so you have a chance to read the introduction. Please push pause. So we will be developing strategies to be able to find exponential functions. We're going to be developing algebraic strategies to be able to find exponential functions. In B-77, it says find the equation of the line in y equals mx plus 3 form with slope 3 that passes through the point 5, 19. Take careful note of how you find m and b. So we know that the m is going to be your slope. We have an m right here. We have an x. And we have a y. So the only parameter that we need to find is b. So I'm going to write away my equation. So now I'm going to take the time to substitute in the values that I already know. I'm going to put parentheses because there's an imaginary multiplication sign and I know that I'm going to have to multiply those values. So my x is going to be a 5 and my m is going to be a 3. So I know it's going to continue being 19. 3 times 5 is 15. We're going to bring down this b. I want to get the b by itself because that's what we're trying to solve for. In order to get a linear equation, we need the m and the b. The m was already given to us, but we need to find the b. So in order to isolate the b, I need to get rid of this 15. So if it's a positive, I'm going to undo subtraction to both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other side. So 19 minus 15 is 4. This gives you a 0 pair. So you're left with b is equal to 4. So in order to write your equation, we need to know the value of m, which is 3. We'll keep the x plus, you can put in parentheses or leave it as is. So this would be your equation. So now let's take a moment to go on to the next problem. Please push pause while we work on B-78. So for this problem, we want to see if we can use a similar idea to be able to find the exponential equation. And we're going to be using y equals ab to the power of x. So while trying to find the equation for the graph in part C of problem B-57, which is what we have on the right, Errol stated, I think a must be 7 because the y-intercept is at 0, 7. So we know that the equation that we're going to be using is y equals a, I'm going to put parentheses, b to the power of x. And if we go back to Algebra 1, do you guys remember what the a represented? It was the initial value or starting value. And the b was your multiplier. So do you agree or disagree? Please pause the video so you can write it in your notebook. So in part B, we're using the same equation. You can put the exponent on the outside as well. So from A, I would agree that A is going to be 7. It is our initial value. It is where it crosses the y-axis. We know that we are given 3, 56. We know that the x is 3 and your y is going to be 56. So we're going to plug those in. Remember to put parentheses. We know that our x is going to be 3. We know that A is going to be 7. And we don't know what B is going to be yet. So we were able to figure out how she was able to write the equations. So the first question was, how did she get the equation? How did she get this equation? So we're able to substitute everything in and get the equation that we have here. The next question is it valid? So please take the time now, pause the video to answer, is this valid? Yes or no? So let's take the time to work on C. So pause the video so you can try to figure out a strategy that we can use to be able to solve this equation for B. So we know that we have 56 is equal to 7 times b to the power of 3. So we know if I want to get b by itself, if I'm multiplying, in order to undo multiplication, you need to divide both sides by 7. So 56 divided by 7 is 8. You get a 1, and you're left with b to the power of 3. So the question is, what number times itself 3 times will give you 8? Because remember, if we follow the rules of exponents, we have to add those 3. So what number times itself 3 times will give me 8? So we know that 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So b is equal to 2, because each value is going to be equal to 2. So D asks us to write the equation where you're going to use A and B. We're going to be using substitution. We know that A is equal to 7 and B is equal to 2. So Y is equal to A is equal to 7 and B is equal to 2. We're going to put that X